Hello YouTube. You joined me in the middle of a project because I didn't figure I'd make a video on it until after I'd already started. This is a flashlight, cheap one, got off American Science Surplus. I'll throw a link in the description. It's real cheap, real basic, and it's really bright. Only trouble is, it had this stupid strobe mode that it would automatically go into, and I got it to work on cars with. And when you're underneath a car on a lift and you turn on a strobe light, it's just kind of unhelpful. So anyway, if you want to take one of these apart, just unscrew this top piece, it comes off. Get that one on top of that, that one in there. See this has two little divots in it, I just use the points on my pliers. You pull this out. Don't take these two screws out or the LED will come unseated. It's kind of stuck with thermal paste to this heatsink here. Circuit board just pops out. Now this is supposedly a Cree LED, and it's got all this, I guess, regulatory circuitry in here, power regulation, whatever else. And honestly, I don't know what half of it does. I think that's a diode. It's obviously an integrated circuit. This shiny thing right here didn't used to be shiny, it used to be black. That is a surface mount transistor. That bastard right there. And that is hooked up right next to this line of the LED. So what that's telling me is that this is the power switch. Well, it's not, because there's a power switch in here, which you don't have to take out, and if you do, you will rip this little plastic boot, or rubber boot, so don't do that. Anyway, that power switch is just on-off, near as I can tell. This right here, I'm just going to bypass this, so I looked it up. Apparently there's, I believe it's base, collector, emitter, and so I'm just going to hook the collector and the emitter together. I grabbed it with a small pair of pliers, and the top piece of plastic just came right off, taking what I'm pretty sure was the junction with it. Even if it didn't, I don't really think it'll matter. So I'm just going to solder basically these two pins together and see what happens. To make this easier, I've got this pair of self-locking pliers with a little stand on it. I got this from the same place I got the flashlight. They're pretty cheaply made. I mean, you know, the workmanship's not great, and that's just kind of brazed on there. But, you know, they seem quite useful and workable, and I wish I got a set ages ago. A fine point would probably be best. I don't have one. Honestly, my tip has seen better days, as has my sponge, and yes, that is snow. So, yeah, probably turn the heat down a little for this one just so that I don't fry any of the surrounding components. Okay, so you can kind of see it here. Gee, wish I had a flashlight. I busted the top off. There were 3 visible sheets of metal inside. I've soldered these two together, just bridging them, and I think I managed to avoid getting it on this one here. I don't know what it would hurt if I didn't, but whatever. Alright, so I got that back together. Now let's see if I've dacquered my $5 flashlight, or if it still works. So, ooh, that is bright as shit. Screw the end cap back on and we're good to go. A light that'll just about show up on the CFL bulbs. Anyway, it's kind of an odd reflector on this that makes this little beam that you can't quite look at in the middle. But, you know, I was using it today and it was working just fine, so yeah. Now it works, and it works without the hassle of coming on the stupid strobe pattern. So these instructions will likely vary for different flashlights. I take no responsibility, of course, if you dicker yours. But if yours has an annoying ass strobe function, you can probably just find a little transistor like that one, jumper the collector and the emitter together, and it won't be able to flash anymore.